Hi, I'm Jennifer Jean Costello, and I'm the president of National Association of Women Artists, Mass Chapter, and I'm very excited to be here. I'm actually in my home, so this is a quiet place for me here. So I'm a little bit further away from other things, but I'm happy to be talking about It's an amazing show that's over at the Atlantic Wharf Gallery. That's happening right now, and it's a group exhibition of 2D and 3D works, and it really is. It's kind of it's a tribute to the women gaze and the everlasting perspective of women in art history. And what's great about the title is that we really kind of played on the fact that even though it's a group of women, great art really speaks on its own, so it really isn't gender-based. And this kind of goes on the whole idea too that, you don't decide to be an artist. Art gets inside of you. It's like falling in love. And the Cuban-American artist, Carmen Herrera, she said it best. And I think every artist can agree to that. And so one of the things I want to talk about was, about NAWA. And so NAWA, this is a really wonderful time. We're really happy that Atlantic Wharf welcomed us in, and we want a huge thank you to Meredith and Kimberly and just everyone that's involved, and Kelly. And just everyone's been so gracious, and Ian, who beautifully hung the show. And with that said, NAWA really was started 130 years ago, 131 years ago now, but it was 1889, and it was 5 incredible women artists that wanted to exhibit in this male-dominated world. And they basically were like, yeah, they're like, can we exhibit? And they said, no, we can't. And so these 5 women didn't want to take no for an answer. They started their own group, and they said, well, we're going to find a way to exhibit. And these five women ended up growing it to 1,000 female artists, and they really just started off as 2D artists. And then once they hit 1,000, they started bringing in 3D artists, and it just grew and grew. And they're out of New York as the main office, and now we're a national, international organization. And we really just, the idea of it is we embrace our past, and we're very in tune with what's happening right now. But we really want to push the envelopes to the maximum, and what is defined as art, and having that history and that background, and having the predecessors to kind of lean on, we've been able to accomplish a lot and to basically on so many different levels, because really, in a way, art is kind of everything to us, and to artists and people who has that appreciation for the arts. And so we continue to still foster and promote female artists for the visual arts, and we do this through memberships. We do this through scholarships for young women that want to go to schools, and they want to continue to grow their love for the arts, so to art school. And then also we do this through workshops and lectures and demos, and other educational programming. So basically from there, and what drew me actually into this incredible group was when I was working. I just got out of grad school, and I was working in a gallery, and I read about them, and I knew about them. And Mary Cassatt and Alice Neal are they're visionary women, and they're just very strong women, and they were part of an incredible group. And so I just kept in my back mind, maybe I'll join or something, and I'm just happy that I did go. And going on from that, I just want to really talk about the idea that, the centennial for women to vote in the U.S. So it's really a prominent time right now. I mean, these prominent museums also throughout the United States, they're celebrating female artists, bringing in, like the Baltimore Museum. I know they have some bad press, but now they're, this year is all dedicated to bringing in female artists. which is really wonderful, and it's great to see. And Boston, like our own Boston, the MFA is currently exhibiting Women Take Over the First Floor. And it's a complete takeover over these galleries. And it's the Art of America is going to be dedicated to female artists. So it's wonderful to see that. But with that said, it's still 11% is in women in museum acquisitions in the past decade. So it's like we're still a little bit far behind, but we're catching up. And I think the awareness and having that out there is really great, and having shows like this and having venues that are so open to the idea of bringing in just a very focused group. But really, I mean, you're bringing in a group that really is non-gender. You're bringing in a group that has a very clear voice and focus, and that is really the idea of hope. And I think that's what's great about this group. And so going on with the theme of the show, we kind of really wanted to focus on the question, what makes an artist great? And this is a question that artists always all of us have this idea, first there's talent, but talent can only take you so far. And we all know this, that, in any field that you go into, anything that you're going to be great at, you really need that drive, that want to be more innovative, and to the thirst for knowledge, and just also having that positive attitude, because you're going to have all those bumps. So that's kind of the idea of the show, and that's where these pieces kind of were born from. And the pieces that I want to focus on are just kind of a few to highlight the show. And one of them is actually used for PR, and the artist's name is Susan Dennison, and the work is called 36 Views of a Seawall. And what's great about this work is it's really constructed and reconsider, which is kind of amazing for this uncertain times right now, because I think that we're going to be going back, and we're able to talk to people, and to be seeing people interact in person again. I think we are going to have to reconsider how we view and how we look at the art world. So this work is already in play in that, and it's huge. It's 84 by 60. It's on these beautiful Asian, it's like an Asian paper scrolls, and there's etching and motto prints and motto types all on it, and it's just really gorgeous. And there's a poem that she has that goes with it, and it says, "At the seawall, I watch the ocean break up and scatter our ideals of bigness and lastingness. I watch the barriers as we build, erode, and we build again. I see the undercurrents of danger and fertility, but at the end, there's persistence and there's hope." And I think that's just beautiful. And she, in this piece, when you're able to see it, it's on the second floor. It's in between two galleries, and you can see it, and it looks out at the water, and it's just really great. And from there, you have Cindy's pieces, and it's two sculptures that are right next to the steps. And Kimberly did such a great job in placing them there. And these two faces, one is called Rough Rider, and the other one's called Survivor. And I think when answering that question, about what makes an artist great, I think those two words really summarizes what artists are. And, you have to kind of ride that roller coaster, that rough ride. And then you are a survivor, because there's so many bumps, there's so many people that are kind of knocking you down, but you just have to stay positive, be positive. And then at the same time, always project that positivity onto others. And her two pieces are really great. They're just, it's silk wrapped on paper with metallic paints, and they're sculptural, and they're beautiful, and they're these beautiful busts that are looking out into the water too. Really great pieces. And from there, we kind of go downstairs, and we haven't entered into the gallery yet. We go to Anne Harney's pieces, and it's the first thing you see when you walk in from that way. And these 4 blue, navy blue pieces, and it's acrylic and oil and resin, and they're whimsical and they're beautiful, and and they just kind of welcome you in, and you get the sense from coming outside from the water, and now you have like this beautiful kind of water kind of feel to the piece that kind of brings you into the gallery. So it's like really perfectly placed, and Anne really focuses on bringing pieces that represent our memories from her past and her life, and so every piece has some story and some meaning to it for her. And then when you walk into the gallery, the first piece you see is this. The show is beautifully juried by Lorrie, who's an incredible local artist that's been shown everywhere. She's currently in New York right now too, on the screen, and so you can see her. You can see her all over, and it's she did a great job with Meredith Business, and they picked a beautiful show. And when you walk in, you see this piece that's called Out of the Shadows, and I think that kind of her piece has there's like a kind of a solace and kind of a undertone, like quietness to it, but it speaks volumes with what the group is about, because every woman that's in there, that you have the people that are your mentors and who you're drawn to. And you take those inspirations, and then you're not hiding behind the shadows, you're out of the shadows, and you're building your own voice, and you're creating that new vision, and that's kind of what welcomes you into the show. And then you have a beautiful piece by Jonah Pell, and it's taking nature and man and playing on the idea of the animal being the head and the man being the body, when normally, you kind of see the idea of man surpasses a man, animals, because we have the knowledge, the intellect, and it's kind of a play on that. It's really kind of great. It's a great piece next to this Out of the Shadows piece. And then I want to end with Mary Hertz, and she's somebody that takes pieces that you can just basically disregard, pieces that are like lint, like that you take out of the dryer, like the dryer lint and different things, and she creates these pieces. And there's this beautiful kimono that you walk by, and you don't realize that it's actually made out of these soy sauce packages that you would normally just regard them. You get them from takeout and things like that. And she keeps all of these things, and she creates something that's really kind of beautiful, and something that has really great meaning to it too. And that kind of goes to the idea of what I think art is. Like, art really speaks a very visual language, whether it's color, whether it's line and form and textures, and you have that in the show. And and a lot of the pieces too in the show, they really have like meaning to it. Like Anne's piece, she has a series that's called Born to be Abused. And it's a series that's really, it's a diary of a woman's journey. And you walk to the past. It's like this, it's not a very large piece, but it's red and it's in your face. And it's really projects the idea of, focuses on women that have gone through domestic violence, that have gone through being homeless, and just regarding any woman's issues. And it's the idea of finding solace in a piece, and finding solace in yourself, and move on, and being able to take all these experiences and not have it weigh you down, and basically come out of it better, and just more able to kind of build your life again. And I just think that's it's such a heavy topic. And you see the piece, and she's just this queen, and you look at it and you're like, wow, what a beautiful one. And you have no idea what she may have been going through. And that's what art does, I mean, art speaks to you. It's very, for the artist, it's like this inner monologue. And, it's kind of with the idea of with everything happening right now, and that the fact that I'm talking to you like this on Zoom instead of walking around in the gallery, Kimberly and I walk around with you guys, this is kind of an inner monologue. But being able to do this, we're able to bring the idea of the show to you, and then also we just will, just having the show up and having it in such a public place, now you're building conversation. You're able to take those works and have it touch the individuals that see it, and now the viewer has they're able to bring their own experiences, their own interactions to the pieces. And we hope you come back. We want you to keep coming back and seeing the works and being excited to see it. And, you know, whether or not you're just walking by and looking at the water and coming in and, you know, going back out again. We want you to be moved. We want, I mean, great art brings you back. You don't want to just see it. You want to see it twice, 3 times, 4 times. And you're drawn to that gaze, and that's kind of the female gaze that we talked about in the beginning, is that, you know, we're celebrating the female gaze, and then we're also letting you grow with the piece, and in exchange you're able to discover and rebuild this deeper conversation. And that's kind of what we want to leave with. We want to leave with just the idea that, you know, a great art really does that to you. It moves you, and the pieces that are in the show, they just do that. And so I hope you're able to see it. It's been extended. The show was up from January 18th, and it's extended all the way to the end of April. And we hope that hopefully you're able to see it in person. If not, we're going to be bringing it to you. And you can also see the works online. It's NAWA mass.org, and there's a shop there too, and you can see the works. But also Kimberly's going to have this online, and please, you know, get on the Point artist community. And we just want to thank all you guys and thank the Atlantic Wharf community, and we love you. Thank you.